It almost feels like everybody has these superpowers, but nobody really has access to them until they go through something like this. Hey, what's up, y'all? This is William, the Permaculture Consultant, and today we're going to be talking about the most effective tool that you can employ on your farm or homestead. Now, that tool that I'm talking about is called the 75 Hard program. Anybody who's known me before I've done the program and after I've done the program can say that I'm not the same person afterwards. I'm a completely different person. More disciplined for sure, effective and efficient as well. Now I'm getting back into the program because I need to increase my efficiency and my effectiveness. I have projects all over the state of Texas and I need to be as efficient and as effective as possible in order to get those things done in the appropriate amount of time, or the time that I've allotted myself. So what I'm going to do is get back into the program starting today. Today is day one. You guys will get the video the same day that I've started day one. So if you're seeing this as soon as it comes out, then this is day one for me on the 75 Hard. Now, 75 Hard consists of one indoor workout. It has to last 45 minutes, an outdoor workout that also has to last 45 minutes, no matter the weather as well. So if it's 100 degrees, you still have to do it. If it's negative 100 degrees, you still have to do it. But if it's negative 100 degrees, you also need to move. It consists of drinking a gallon of water every single day, which summertime is really not that difficult, and you probably should be drinking close to that anyway. Don't forget to add your electrolytes, because that's going to be pretty key to what you're going to be doing over 75 days. You have to stick to a diet. The diet that I'll be doing is keto at first, and I'll use that to transition over to carnivore. Anybody who's ever done carnivore understands that if you have that keto transition period, it makes your digestion a little bit easier. It makes sense if you've ever done it. And then you also have to read 10 pages every single day, which isn't difficult. It's not like 10 pages is a lot to read. It's just that you have to make yourself sit down and actually do it, which is like the hardest part of reading a book, is just making yourself sit down and actually read the book. You have to do that every single day, at least 10 pages. If you want to, finish the chapter, then go ahead and do that as well. And then you have to take a progress picture every single day. Also, on top of that, you have to do your power list. Your power list consists of 5 critical tasks that you have to get done that day. Now, if you fail any of those critical tasks, it doesn't mean you have to restart the 75 Hard. But if you fail any of the beginning things that I mentioned, like the indoor workout, the gallon, the reading, and all that stuff, if you fail any of that, you have to completely restart to day one. You cannot fail that. Your critical tasks, things pop up. It's understandable. If you fail any of your critical tasks, you don't have to restart the program, but you should also have the mindset that you would almost rather die than to not finish any of your critical tasks. There's only 5 of them, and you might be thinking, well, 5 isn't much to get done in a day. They have to be like critical tasks. You can't be putting down like brush your teeth or feed the dog or feed the chickens, for example. That's a good example. That doesn't count. That's stuff you already have to do during your day, because you don't need to be reminded, or you don't need to be taught discipline on to like brush your teeth, unless you do, in which case you would write that down. Like an example, one thing that I have written down today for my critical task list is actually to film this video. Film the most useful tool, or the most powerful tool a homesteader can employ on his farm. That would be an example. Another example could be contact 3 potential clients for consultations. Speaking of consultations, here's me contacting the audience. If you need an in-person or phone consultation, then hit up the email down below. There's also a Homesteaders Meetup this weekend. If you want to meet up some local East Texas homesteaders, then hit up the details all down below. The Homestead Jamboree, me, Emily, and the baby will be at. We're going to basically be processing an ecosystem. What else? Permaculture Q&A. Leave it down below in the comments with the hashtag Permaculture Q&A at the beginning of it. Let's continue on with the video. Like I said before, this is not a fitness program. This is more of a test, like, hey, can I still get done when I need to get done, even when I'm exhausted? So, on to the indoor workout. All right, so we just pulled up to the gym, and before we get started, I should mention that this program was developed by a man named Andy Frizella. Check him out. He has a podcast named Real AF. It's the best podcast in regards to entrepreneurship and business that I think everybody should listen to if you're interested in that type of stuff. But he's an awesome guy. Keep in mind that the podcast is not intended for kids. So maybe if you have kids that are wanting to listen to it first, see if you want to or not, and then let them listen to it. Fair warning there. He does not clean up his language at all. So keep that in mind. Don't let that get in the way of fantastic information. Just because somebody cusses doesn't mean that what they're saying isn't absolutely fact or true. So keep that in mind. Let's go on and get our first workout in for the day. Alrighty, so that's step one. That is the indoor workout, and you can do this stuff at any order that you want to. It's just the way I schedule my day. Starting the day with the indoor workout. Now, keep in mind that this is not a fitness program, that this is a discipline program. So you don't allow yourself enough time to recover from these workouts. Like I've been following the Mike Mentzer protocol, where it requires actually quite a bit of rest. Well, you're not getting that with this program because you're going to be working out twice a day, every day, for 75 days. And Mike Mentzer's program is like working out once and then resting for 3 to 4 days, and then working out again and then resting for 3 to 4 days. That's not what we're doing. So I'm going to have to adjust my workout program, because the point also isn't to absolutely like kill yourself. That's not the goal. And if you're doing Mike Mentzer's heavy duty program on the 75-day program, then you're not going to get it's not going to be beneficial to you, I should say. Not that working out every day, twice a day for 75 days is going to be, beneficial. It's not going to allow you enough time to recover, which is kind of the point. The point is, can you still get done what you need to get done at a point of complete exhaustion? Now, first couple of days of the 75 hard, if you've never done it before, is going to be, you're going to go through some stuff, basically. If you've done it before, the first couple days are going to be, okay, I'm getting back into the swing of things. It's not too bad. But once you start getting into the program, then exhaustion starts kicking up, and then soreness starts accumulating and all that stuff. And then it's, can you still get done what you need to get done when you're in an exhausted state and you still have stuff to do? So that's the indoor workout. My workout today consisted of doing legs and then abs, and then whatever remaining time I had, because it has to last 45 minutes, whatever remaining time I had was going to the bike. Now, one thing that I have never realized before is how self-conscious you are of everything when you start filming yourself at the gym. Not looking forward to doing that in the future. That's for doggone sure. And then also the crazy looks you get from everybody for filming yourself in the gym. Like, oh great, another fitness influencer, and this guy doesn't even look like a fitness influencer. So there's that. There's some behind the scenes stuff right there. Pulling into Ace, I gotta pick up a few things from here, and then we'll continue on with the video. Now, one of the other tasks that I have on today's list, on the critical task list, is actually to move these pigs over here. They've been in between the swales up here at the top of the demonstration site, and they're working their way basically back. And in fact, I don't know if I announced it to anybody, but I'm gonna have them work around these two buildings over here, see if they can clear them up for me before I get them moved. Which will just make it easier. They'll also wipe out any potential snakes. That's kind of been the hesitation for dealing with these buildings right now, that I know that they're completely infested with snakes right now. Full disclosure, I guess I'll have to put it on my critical task list, so I have to get it done, and I can't put it off till cooler weather. And also, this is Texas, so there won't be any cooler weather. But today, I'm gonna be moving these pigs from here to over on this side of the swales, right through here, where it's nice and lush and green. This is basically the before, this is the after. So if you have any brushy nonsense that you need cleared, it doesn't get much better than pigs. They absolutely love knocking their way through this, and the swales also provide them with plenty of shade. And if there's any, fruit on the ground, which I got figs coming in, some of the pears are ready. If there's fruit, look how thick this stuff is. They're gonna love that. This is where I'm gonna be moving the pigs to. Something you absolutely have to get done that day is something that you should probably put on the critical task list. So without wasting any more time, let's go ahead and move these doggone pigs. There we go. Now the pigs are all moved. They're moved into the new paddock. All I have to do is turn the fence on, and then they'll be surrounded by an electrified net, basically. And just a little recap, this is what it looked like. That's the after, that's the before. Pretty doggone green. They'll knock it all down, eat what they want, and then knock down the rest. And then the succession of that is going to be even better. And instead of weeds coming back, it's going to be maybe a little bit more grass with a little bit of weeds. And then the next succession will be even, anyways, we're getting off topic. The point is 75 hard. That is one of my critical tasks that's now done. So I can knock that off and continue on with the rest of my list. The next thing on my list to do basically is the outdoor workout. Now the outdoor workout can consist of a bunch of different things. You can stack functions, like with this scythe, you could be clearing something that already needs to be cleared and do your outside workout at the same time. It needs to last 45 minutes. A good example of being able to stack functions is over at Permaculture's farm. I was doing the 75 hard, I think it was through the winter or something like that. And we had a whole bunch of downed trees from creating silvopasture that we needed to chop up and process for firewood. Well, I counted chopping wood as my outdoor workout for 45 minutes every single day. And to this day, there is a mountain of firewood over at Permaculture's farm. It's huge still. And I think they've been through, I don't even know, like one, maybe two winters through it. I can't remember how long that stack has lasted so far, but it's barely a dent in it. But that's just an example of what you can accomplish just dedicating 45 minutes every single day for 75 days. You get a mountain of firewood potentially. What I'm going to be doing today is an outdoor ruck march. So let's go on home and yeah, we'll work on that. Now, some of the examples of like what counts as like your critical task list, which is, this is a very important, this is something that I try or have gotten out of the habit of doing, but I intend to get back into doing, is the critical task list, because it's, if I don't write something down, I will for sure 100% forget it. So having done 75 hard a few times, I tweak my critical task list to not just things I need to, like are critical tasks, but also just little silly things that I will forget if I don't write it down. So instead of 5, I have considerably more than just 5, but it's separated by 2 different categories: critical task and don't forget about this, dummy. That kind of list. But like examples of it was recording this 75 hard video. That's one of the critical tasks. Also recording a permaculture Q&A, which you guys will see after this video. This will come out today, and then the Q&A will come out tomorrow. But that's another part of my list. So that's 2 things for my critical task list. Move pigs was number 3. Also, this isn't a critical task list, but this is one of those ones where if I don't write it down, I'll forget about it. And I've been forgetting about it until I wrote it down. And that's just now telling y'all that, hey, this Thursday, I'm going to be going live. It's going to be my first YouTube live solo by myself, obviously on YouTube. But yeah, this Thursday in the evening, I haven't decided which time yet, probably around 5, 6, 7, 8, somewhere around after people get off work. I'll be going live for the first time. So that's an example of writing it down in the don't forget about this dummy list. And then also responding to certain specific emails that, you know, I don't want to air out here on YouTube because it's between me and them. Nothing bad, just business. And yeah, so that's like some examples of what you could write down. Something that's on my critical task list. Usually there's some sort of video form of content that's on the critical task list. There's almost always something written down about, like, that's farm related. Either do something with the animals or do something with the garden or something like that. So those are 2 things. Like, I wouldn't write down just daily maintenance on your critical task list. Otherwise, you won't see much of a benefit. You might think like moving pigs is part of the daily maintenance, but not really, because these pigs move so infrequent. I want them to have a heavy impact on where they are. So they're staying in paddocks for an extended period of time, not nearly as often as you would be moving chickens or sheep in a rotation system. So that's not counting as my daily maintenance, because it's not daily. Feeding the pigs, for example, would be daily. So I won't write that down. Just kind of giving you a better example and showing you guys like maybe an effective way to write your critical task list. By no means am I trying to come at this from like an elitist standpoint. I'm trying to, like, it's almost feels like everybody has these superpowers, but nobody really has access to them until they go through something like this. It's not like, you know, if you're in the army or in the military of some sort, you're probably thinking, oh, this is like boot camp. Well, not really, because boot camp you had a drill sergeant, like Dad says. In boot camp you had a drill sergeant. Here you are your own drill sergeant, and you're fighting that little, Andy Frisella calls it the bee voice or female dog voice. But my wife, for example, Emily, she calls it the flesh. You're defeating the flesh over and over and over again consistently for 75 days. So on that 76th day, you're almost panicking, or even before the 76th day, you're panicking like, oh man, am I going to keep on winning without this program? Am I still going to be able to win this battle against the flesh? And the answer is yes. Just stick to it. Just follow through the process. And believe me, guys, this program is life-changing. And we all have these superpowers that it's just the lack of discipline is keeping us from these superpowers, I think. So on to the outdoor workout. I'm going to be basically doing a ruck march. I have my backpack and it's full of, believe it or not, books, which is going to lead me into the next part of the 75 hard, which is reading 10 pages. The book that I'm going to be reading today is basically the Bible, something I need to dive into more. So it's going to be, that's part of the function stacking that you can do with the 75 hard, is that you can do, like I was telling you earlier about the outdoor workout. That guy looked at me crazy. But the outdoor workout can double as like some work that you need to get done on your farm. Well, your reading can also be part of your mental growth. It could be part of your physical growth, like learning how to work out better. It can also be part of your spiritual growth, reading the Bible. So that's what I'm going to be doing every day, is reading the Bible 10 pages at a time. And I think I'm going to start with Psalms. That's the book I'm going to start with. Also, if you guys are wanting this like 75 hard thing to be kind of like a series that I do, and you can do it along with me, that's perfectly fine too. I can do that. And if you guys just want this to be a standalone video and you don't want to see any more content on it, that's fine too. Just let me know down below in the comments. But yeah, if you guys want a vlog series, I'll say it this way. If there are at least 10 people that say they want a vlog out of the 75 hard thing, and I'll document every single day throughout, let me know and I'll do that. I need at least 10 people commenting that, because it's quite a bit of a commitment and a lot of effort going into the recording consistently and all that stuff. It's one thing to do 75 hard, but it's completely another thing to do 75 hard and record it. And in fact, the more I say it, the flesh voice is saying, oh, please don't do it, please don't do it. And I think I'm deciding I might just go ahead and do it. I don't know, I gotta analyze it a little bit more. Oh, and I forgot to say, it has to last for 45 minutes. So I have a timer on for 45 minutes right now. It's like 2:28 whenever I started. So what's that, like 3:13 is whenever I finish, I think, something like that. Yeah, that's whenever I'll finish. And then that'll be my outdoor workout today. And then I'll take a shower, hold the baby and read. Which also, if you have children or if you have a baby, that is not an excuse to not do 75 hard. You can still get it done. It's just a little bit more difficult. It takes a little bit more planning, which also leads into like your spouse. People around you might not understand what you're doing at first, but they'll slowly start seeing the change in you and realize that what you're doing is for the better. And if they don't, and it's because they are coming up with excuses or reasons not to do it themselves. So don't let anybody else discourage you while you're doing this. It's going to seem crazy to a lot of people who don't understand, but it's like one of those things where you like recognize them in public, like if you know type thing. One of the cool things about hiking through the neighborhood though is that you pay attention to things and you see things that you don't usually see whenever you drive. Also, if you're hiking through a neighborhood or really anywhere, stay strapped for obvious reasons, not for people necessarily, but for, in this part of Texas, you know, just stray dogs. That's the most likely thing to run up and get you. And for some reason, these hicks over here love their pit bulls, and they love raising them mean as if that's some sort of, you know, virtue. Not saying pit bulls are mean dogs. I've met a lot of very, very sweet pit bulls before, but the owners around here are the ones that are making these guys mean. They can make any dog mean, I believe. It's just the pit bull can do something about it. Wow, that garbage truck just passed. And it smells quite horrible. But one of the things I was just thinking of that I could do is kind of like a competition slash game with myself on this outdoor workout is if I stick with this outdoor ruck march through the neighborhood, I could see, because I'll basically hike until I hit halfway through 45 minutes. At that point, I'll turn back around and start hiking back. I could try to extend my halfway point each day. Just try to get it like a little bit further, kind of make it a game, a little competition. And that kind of keeps you interested in what you're doing still. It becomes less monotonous and more of like a game, basically. Alrighty, so I'm almost back to the house and my time is almost up for the outdoor workout. One thing I will need to do next time I do the outdoor workout is either increase the weight or increase the cadence, like the speed at which I'm hiking, because this doesn't seem like much of an outdoor workout right now. And believe it or not, there's a nice breeze and it's not too hot out right now over here in East Texas. But, oh, sorry, I didn't mean to hit the mic. But yeah, I just wanted to let you guys know about the 75 hard. It gives you access to the superpowers you didn't know you had. So hopefully this video was helpful. Hope to see you guys. Let me know if you're going to be doing the 75 hard down below, or if you've done it before. And also, if you want that vlog, let me know down below. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, we'll see ya.